Well, first I want to thank everyone for coming here tonight. Sometimes it's hard to get interested in an Attorney General's race, specifically in a primary. I'm the Jefferson County District Attorney, and so I'm not used to seeing so many great Democrats all in the same room at one time. Now, the candidates here really agree on most of the issues. We're all good progressives, and they say that primaries are about differences. So I'd like to tell you what makes me different. For starters, I'm endorsed by Emily's List and AFSCME. I'm a mother, and I ride my own Harley. And did I mention that my father used to sign me up for wrestling tournaments? But seriously, my professional life experiences do make me different. I'm no stranger to hard work or tough challenges. I was first elected district attorney in 2008. I became the first Democratic district attorney in 70 years. And then I was re-elected in 2012 without an opponent. Now, as district attorney, I've protected women and children and other victims. As a frontline prosecutor, I've kept our community safer. I've prosecuted cases of drug abuse, sexual assault, internet crimes, child pornography, and homicides. Now, with your support, I can help become the second female Attorney General of the state of Wisconsin. And I look forward to working with our first female governor, Mary Burke. Now, as your Attorney General, I will protect our values and our rights. Over the last 4 years, we have seen a war on women. We've seen the repeal of Equal Pay Act. We've seen admitting privileges. We've seen restrictions on access to birth control. We've seen transvaginal ultrasounds. I believe in protecting a woman's right to make her own health care decisions. I nearly died in childbirth, and we know that these are personal decisions that must be made by women in consultation with their family, their physicians, and their faith. Not by politicians in Washington, D.C. and Madison. Thank you.
They say that when Fighting Bob LaFollette was campaigning, he'd stand on a street corner and talk for 4 hours. Now they've given me 5 minutes.
Oh, wow.
I'll use them wisely. You know, I feel right at home here and with Fighting Bob because I'm a fighter too. I had to be. From the day I was born, I was barely 3 pounds. My dad told me that he knew from the moment I took my first breath that I was a scrapper. Now, both my parents were public school teachers. They raised me with an appreciation. Thank you. They raised me with appreciation for education, for commitment to community, for public service, and for hard work. And I worked during high school, and college, and into law school. I was St. Colette as a home for developmentally disabled children and adults. And I learned a few things about looking out for people who really need our help. Now, my dad was a champion wrestler from Stoughton. He's in the George Martin Wrestling Hall of Fame. He was a longtime wrestling coach. And when I was young, he signed me up for wrestling tournaments. And I did more than hold my own. Now, I wrestled in middle school, and recently my mom asked me if I knew why I quit. And I said, well, I was getting to be a woman. And she said, no, you beat the boys and you made them cry. So I'm ready for a fight. And we're in a real fight here in Wisconsin, aren't we? Yes. We're in a protracted battle to protect our rights. The right wing wants to restrict our right to vote. And somewhere along the way, they forgot about the right part. Now, the Constitution doesn't say you get to vote if you have a governmental issued ID. It says you have the right to vote. To marry who we love. And one federal court after another all across the country is telling us that. But Wisconsin conservatives, the ones who put the question on the ballot a few years ago, they aren't listening. A 3-judge panel in Chicago basically told Wisconsin last week, we don't have a leg to stand on when it comes to banning same-sex marriage. But the Republican right wing that has a stranglehold on our state government for the last 4 years is going to take it all the way to the Supreme Court. And I think we can all read the handwriting on the wall, but there are none so blind as those who cannot see.
Three of them, dude. Does anybody need one? I didn't realize that.
Now, have I mentioned that there's a war on women? It's 2014, and we're talking about equal pay for equal work. And they think politicians, not women or their physicians, should make women's health care decisions. Now, let me tell you, as someone who almost died in childbirth, we need to fight to preserve those rights. And if you're ready to fight, so am I. Now, they're also waging a war on the environment, selling off our natural resources to the biggest bidder, or should I say, the biggest donor. Now, there's someone running for Attorney General, and it's not me, who says the first thing he'll do if he's elected is sue the EPA so that polluters can pollute more. Now, they want to be able to operate like the old days in Wisconsin, before fighting Bob LaFollette came along, when the robber barons could buy most anything, and the politicians were willing to sell most anything for a price. Now, between Citizens United, lifting the limit on contributions, and the new theory of Scott Walker and the Club for Growth, that all those campaign laws that we've had in place don't really count, they think they can buy whatever they want. And if we don't stand up and fight, they will. Now, I was warned that this is not a political event, but I am a little curious. Are there any voters in the audience? I thought so. Now, is it okay that if I mention that I'm a candidate for Attorney General if I don't ask you to vote for me? Now, this is an exciting political year in Wisconsin. For the first time, we've got a woman running for governor, a woman running for Attorney General, and I won't mention from which party. But I will tell you that one of us rides a truck and the other rides a Harley. Now, we're on the road to taking Wisconsin back to where people, not partisan politics, are the top priority. Where it's the size of your heart, not your wallet, that counts. Where government is not for sale, it's not even for rent. And I'm ready to fight to make that happen. And I know you are too. As we say in my world, let's make it happen with a capital H-A-P-P. Thank you.